Welcome, my magical Pisces, Cosmic Insight Astrology. I am your co-pilot, Christina. This is your May 2022 video horoscope. So enjoy. Let's see what's going on with you, Pisces. Okay. I'm doing whole sign tropical astrology. So go by your tropical whole sign astrology. So go by your ascendant first, and after go with your sun and then your moon sign. I keep explaining that your ascendant is your mask, the way you relate to others and the way you act on situation. Your moon sign is actually your emotion and your feelings, and the way you relate emotionally, that is like a backpack. Like you put everything, what you read and what you created, the music that you listen, so you put that in the backpack, and that's create your emotions. And the sun is your vitality, that is your physical body, and also that's your career. So that's why I'm saying when I do a tropical whole sign astrology, and if you know your birth chart, and actually you can do that, and you can check your natal chart. If you Google it, like free astrology chart, you can erect anywhere, like in astro.com or Astro Cafe, or really truly anywhere. Then you are capable to find out what is your rising sign, what is your moon sign, and your sun sign. Obviously, everybody knows. And also you can check the planets, because it's very important when I'm talking about an energy. Like, for example, right now we are having 18 months a Scorpio and Taurus eclipse seasons, back and forth, back and forth. It is like you have to check if you have any kind of planets in Scorpio and in Taurus. All right, let me start with your video horoscope over here. So, my dear Pisces, you did have a lot of beautiful conjunction in your first house, right? You did experience Jupiter and Neptune conjunction in April 12th, which is one in a lifetime experience. It happened 166 years ago. You can check back my videos. I was talking about that like 2 weeks ago. And you also experienced actually over here on the 27th of April, Neptune and Venus conjunction in 24 degrees of Piscean degrees. So it's giving an extra favor of Pisces energy. And that is like you are capable to practice forgiveness. And the first house is your ego, yourself. So it could be something like self-love and self-forgiveness. You have done something, but you didn't like, and you had resentment toward to yourself. And right now you're capable to forgive yourself. Or then on April 30th, when we had the partial solar eclipse actually in Taurus, then you had Jupiter and Venus conjunct in your first house. So it is like I'm giving myself luxury and love. So it could be like, you know what, I need to experience some kind of love, even if I'm lonely, and I'm going to enjoy some kind of massages, or I'm gonna practice self-love and self-care over here. Mars is still in your first house, and first house is like ego, self-esteem. So Mars over here could be a humble self-esteem. At least you are getting back your self-esteem. Mars doesn't like to be in Pisces, because Pisces could be very humble for Mars and really secretive and really behind the curtain. But Mars is in the first house, is like it's the house of Aries. At least for you, it's representing like, you know what, yes, I'm humble, but at least right now I started to know my worth, and especially because I had that self-love and self-care practice. So definitely I feel more worthy right now. So Venus, so let's talk about Pluto over here. Pluto actually is in your 11th house, and that's your social circle, that's your friends. That's the recognition, and that's money from your career, actually. And it could be investment as well. And Pluto is actually ruling the 8th house, which is investment, other people's money. And it's also like loans and inheritance. So sexuality. So it could be like from your social circle, you will reconnect with someone sexually who were your partner before. Or it could be like an old friendship, at some point you're going to connect actually on physical level. Then it could also means like some kind of investment that I created. I invested in my career before. And that investment, because retrograde going back in your 11th was going to pay off. So it's a career-related investment. I studied something. It was a higher education I invested in. And right now, when Pluto is going to retrograde, I'm going to reconnect with a guru. I'm going to reconnect with one of my teachers, one of my coach, and that is going to help me to get a job. So that kind of situation, I invested, I meet that person over here, going to help me here with that kind of Pluto retrograde. This Pluto retrograde, actually in your 11th house, going to sextile with Venus, the very end of, actually May 1st. May 1st, it's going to be exactly sextiling 28 degrees, 1st and 11th house. And what it's going to be, it's going to be some kind of transformative energy through your friendship in your ego. So for example, that person who you reconnect with and help you to increase your, for example, your income from career, it could give you a job in a high educational platform. So for example, that is some kind of recognition career, and you can take a job at the court system through your, like through a judge who recommend you here. And then your self-esteem, Venus is love, and it's sextiling, it's gonna grow because I get a really great opportunity to work, or my investment paid off, or my salary from work, it's a lot better right now. And that's why I'm loving myself. I value myself right now more. And that is also a transformative energy. Like, you know what? The people going to see me more beautiful, and it's going to give me a boost. And I will feel more beautiful also. And then Venus, May 2nd, it's going to go actually to your 2nd house and 0 degree over here. So you might have gotten the job over here, end of April, or in April you applied for it and then you get it, and it's through friendship or social circle. But May 2nd, it's gonna boost your income. So your income is going to actually, it's still trining, or it's still sextiling with Pluto in 11th house. So it's still really good, but of course it's separating because Venus is moving forward and that one is going retrograde. So the aspect is separating. But Venus is gonna go in 0 degree areas, which is a world axis karmic degree, and it's very powerful over there. So Venus rules money. And 2nd house is your wallet, your valuables, your jewelry. It could be also like, I'm going to get a beautiful jewelry from an ex-lover because that lover wants me back. Yeah, it could create that kind of energy as well. Okay, but definitely boosting your income. And then what else going to happen? Then we're going to have Jupiter coming actually here in Aries on May 10th and gonna join Aries over there. So they're not gonna conjunct here anymore, but it's still a conjunction. So it's still not separated enough. So it's still a lot of loving aspect here, and that is money, that is expansion of money. So significantly your income going to rise. And then let me see, Mars still in your 1st house. So it could give you some kind of ego boost. It could make you a little bit arrogant. So you get this job, careful. You get this job, it's a high quality job through some kind of powerful person or some kind of ex-lover. And then it's giving you a lot of recognition, it's giving you a lot of love, it's giving you a boost in your income as well, and you're going to start to become not humble anymore, but arrogant. So careful to stay humble. Make sure you stay humble. And you know, first house is your head, first house could represent your eyes, and you know, Neptune is very watery, Neptune is your feet, so you can have some kind of feet injury over here, or water inflammation in your feet. Okay, what else it could be? Water related, ocean related, first house, some kind of lymphoma. Also, so just watch out and make sure you are taking care of yourself. This Mars, middle of May, gonna go to 14 degrees, or actually beginning of May, gonna be already 14 degrees and going to sextile with Uranus 14 degrees in your third house. So it could be like you explode unexpectedly, you say something unexpectedly, which is not going to be actually positive. It could actually ruin kind of relationship. It could be a gossip. You create a gossip, or actually you keep a secret of someone and actually you let it go unexpectedly. You talk about that and it's created turmoil with friendship or siblings or neighbors. You tell somebody's secret, so careful with that as well, Pisces. And then it could be like, you know, all right, let's talk about that. You know, at one point, Mars is going to also conjunct with Neptune in May. And actually, let me check. I also know when it's going to conjunct with Neptune because I made a note here. Mars, Jupiter, Mars, Neptune. Okay, that's 18th of May. And it's right after the eclipse because 16th of May we have a Scorpio eclipse. So careful, because Neptune is drugs or alcohols. This is like needles. So first house is your body. Careful with overdose, or careful with, it is like arrogance and it's anger. Careful to drink a lot of alcohol because you are angry, because then you can create some kind of health issues, health situation, Pisces, around May 18th. Okay, let me see anything else. Or, you know, it could be actually, Mars could create an allergic reaction. And that is like some kind of pharmaceutical drugs. And you take it and you don't know the drugs yet. And you know, you're going to have an allergic reaction for it. And let me see here. So Mars actually going to enter May 24th. Aries, your second house, it's gonna give an other boost for your investment. For example, it could be like you're going to start to invest in metals, or yeah, because it's rose metals, gold or silver you're gonna buy. You're gonna buy because the inflation is so big. With that kind of Neptune and Jupiter conjunction, we're going to have and experience major inflation or rising in gas prices. So you want to preserve your money, so you're going to start to invest actually. And I'm not talking about stock market here, I'm talking about real gold and real silvers here, or real metals, but you're going to start to preserve your money here in metals. So these three planets for 4 days going to be together, but then May 28th, Venus gonna go to or on sign, and it's gonna go in your third house, communication, and third house actually. So here, when Venus was in Aries in your second house, you might actually created some kind of garden for yourself. So, or you might had some kind of, garden like a flower garden. Venus is flowers, and you wanted to create a flowers garden to feel better. Or it could mean right now when it goes to Taurus, that's Taurus is also representing Earth, and Venus over there, it is like a project, and actually with Uranus and Taurus also, like a recycling project you're going to initiate, or you're going to initiate some kind of, Uranus is humanitarian, and it's non-profit. And Venus over there is garden, because it was Taurus, and Taurus itself is earth and garden. So you might going to create a humanitarian project, project or some kind of recycle project, and you're going to invest money in it, or actually you're going to give money to that kind of product. You're going to donate money to some kind of humanitarian project over here. So May 4th, Sun and Uranus was actually conjuncting over here in your third house. So it's shaking up your vocabulary, shaking up the verbal and written communication. And I told you to be careful with gossiping, because before, previously, it could have been something, an arrogant talk or gossiping, or you let go of something. This kind of Sun and Uranus conjunction May 4th also could shake you, because of the day you were talking. It was not necessarily informative, but most like shaking others. So it's not a positive situation over here. Okay, then you have North Node in 22 degrees, 22 minutes, and actually it's still still squaring with Saturn. Saturn in your 12th house. And Saturn is fears, Saturn is dreams. Not Saturn, but 12 houses could represent your dream state and your fears. And Saturn over there could be like I get nightmares, or for example, I have so much anxiety and panic attacks, and I don't know how to deal with that. And it could come from a project, a third house project. I have to rebuild my website I lost, or I have to rebuild something here, like something was taken away from me. North Node and Saturn conjunction, something is get delayed, some kind of project, and it could be something with writing project. It could be something with 12th house matters, like photography, healing, and because of that, I'm losing sleep overnight. It could be something about North Node is always on our purpose in life. So it could represent something like, sales. So the sales, what I wanted to do, it's like delayed. And what kind of sales could be that? It could be something with 12th house project. I could sell a vacation house and I couldn't, or it could be something with I wanted to create an orphanage or a retreat center, and it's got delayed. So I'm not capable I wanted to create a spiritual school, because it could be like a retreat center, a school, and I wanted to create it that we study. But it's get delayed, and third house is also internet, so it could be a spirituality through Zooms or website, but somehow I can't move forward, so I'm losing sleep overnight. And what else? I'm starting to think about Uranus over here in your third house, and Sun conjunction, and it's your siblings and your neighbors. So it could be like represent like in your neighborhood some kind of unconventional couples going to move in, or you going to move to a gay community, or you going to move somewhere that is really future oriented. So for example, maybe even a whole entire smart village, like where everything is like created, the whole entire village is internet based and electronical based somehow. It could represent that as well. Or third house, neighborhood, weather related, and it's air and wind. Mercury is wind, but also Uranus could be as well, and lightning as well. So My neighborhood will get affected by tornadoes, or my neighborhood will get affected by lightning storms, a lot of thunderstorms. So it could relate to that. And obviously, it's not a positive outcome here. Okay, so what else going to go on for you, Pisces? 28th of May, Venus is coming to your third house. So the project what you started and got delayed, that is a Britain project or something like that, finally could get accomplished. Okay, so also Mercury gonna go to retrograde in Gemini, 4th degree in your 4th house. And it could be related to some kind of like contract situation with your purchasing, home purchasing or rental situation. So be careful when you sign papers in May. Or if you can, please don't sign anything until June 3rd, May 10th till June 3rd. If you have to, then just look for all the small prints and make sure everything is right on the paper. Mercury gonna go back actually, and it could be miscommunication with a family member actually, and not understanding each other's. It could be also, it is going to go back May 22nd in your 3rd house. So you're going to revisit your writing actually over here. So yes, publishing is coming in your way and you will finish because Venus is here as well, but you have to restructure, revisit, rewrite some things. For example, you're writing, your book is at the editor and they're going to send it back and they said, okay, these 10 pages we don't like, you have to rewrite over here before we publish. That kind of situation could happen with you. All right, what else is coming on? So we're going to have actually an eclipse in Scorpio in your 6th house and actually 9th house and your 3rd house in Taurus. In 3rd house, right, it is your communication, it's your sales, it's your study, but it is actually licensing. And the 9th house, it is like higher education, it is long distance traveling. This is over here, short distance traveling. And this is your older sibling. This is the 3rd house, is your younger sibling. So you might want to concentrate more on your younger siblings, not on the older siblings. Or it could be like a fallout with an older siblings. Or it could actually create a loss in the traveling. Like, for example, you know what, I wanted to go and travel, a long distance travel, but somehow that kind of loss, because it's a steroid, I told you it's a free shots of steroid you get, like you have to get rid of some kind of fate that doesn't serve you anymore. Or it could be a second husband, because 9th house is your second husband. So my second husband could be a criminal and I'm going to need to file for divorce. Or it could be like that long distance traveling not going to serve me anymore because of actually it is just not coming through right now. I need to concentrate on my work, on my writing project, and that's why I'm not going to be able to do that. Or that is actually like a master degree or a higher education, and it could unfortunately represent like right now it's not time for me to get into higher education, or I don't get in where I wanted to. You still could get into a university, but maybe not for your first choice. And you know, 9th house matters also immigration, the green card and citizenship. You might have some kind of trouble with it. And you know, you will need to hire some kind of attorney to move forward with this situation. So, you know, this is detoxification. This is, you know, like, for example, 9th house, it's limelight, publishing, media. That kind of eclipse could actually put something in limelight for some kind of criminal activity, what you were part of, and maybe not because you created the crime, because of someone created crime against you, some kind of disadvantage you had through that, and that's gonna come on surface and in limelight, so you can get rid of this kind of criminal. You can finally put them to the right place and get justice for that. It could create that kind of energy as well. Yes, so, okay, so it's going back over here. So we were talking about Pallas Athene here and Pluto, that square. And then let's talk about, we talked about Juno and Vesta in your first house. No, we didn't. So we have Juno and Vesta in Pisces, and actually it's in your first house. So Vesta is the eternal flame and it's very good investment planet, so as Juno, but Juno is the soulmate relationship. So actually, when it comes to your first house, it's representing like, I love myself enough and I have the eternal flame in my, and believe in myself. So I'm capable to attract right now soulmate relationship in my life. That spiritual love, it could be also like, you know, with my, because I have grown so much and I am so spiritual, and with Juno over there, I'm going to get really deeply connected with my soulmate, and it's going to be through higher octave of love and through spiritual understanding as well. What else could it mean? Let me see if I have any note over here. So Saturn and the nodal axis is so the permanent ending and completion in your 12th house matters. Yes, so it is definitely you are capable to talk out yourself some kind of addiction or talk. You can put a seed with Saturn in the 12th house on some kind of addiction, and it could come to an end and it's going to completion or some kind of anxiety issue. And then we talked about Uranus and the way it's expected, Neptune and the eclipse, and then we talked about Mars and Jupiter at 3 degrees, yes, and you know, money matter gonna be really good for you, Pisces. And then we have to talk about the last aspect over here, and that's going to be in Gemini. April 30th, May 30th, oh my God, yes, it's May 30th actually in your 4th house. So finally, it's a new beginning in your family matters. Maybe it is like your children maybe going to, you had newborns and your children can sleep through the night, and it is some kind of peace in your home. You find peace in your home here. And it could be also if you're a Pisces sun but Sagittarius rising, you bought a house or you rented a house, and you know, like it could be something like, all right, that is a new beginning in a new home, or you know, start to work from home. It could relate to that as well. And I also wanted to talk about Ceres. That's the only thing I forget. And Ceres is in Cancer in your 5th house. And 5th house is your romantic life. It's your mojo. It is your children. It is your happiness. And Ceres is Ceres is fear of loss, because Ceres lost her daughter. Her daughter got abducted, and it's actually going to be in your 5th house. So you fear to lose your muse, your creativity. You have some kind of fear with your children, you know, like some kind of anxiety, like Ceres got her children kidnapped, and oh, I don't want to lose my children. And you know, it's not a valid fear. I'm not saying you're gonna lose, but somehow you have some kind of unconditional fear, like with your children, around your children, if they can get affected somehow, I don't want to lose them. And also, yes, that's what it is. Yes, so that's what I wanted to tell you guys. And if you loved my insight and my guidance, so don't hesitate to reach out for a personal reading to me, www.urbanwitch.org. I'm truly honored if you're going to subscribe to my channel or push the like button, and I'm truly here to help and guide you. And I see you next month till we meet again. Bye.